Hey guys, the Turquoise Beast here, and today we are going to be checking out the weird parts of each one of the 10 tracks in Asphalt 9. So here we are going to see 9 of the tracks, but additionally the new track New York is there as well. So in the first track, which is Cairo, we'll be checking it out in the Lamborghini Asteria. The first weird part of Cairo is this wide 360-degree turn. I mean, this is an entire whole roundabout. Look at it at the map on the left. It's an entire turn. Also, when we go this way, you can see a really nice minaret or a monument or a mosque or something out there. Out here, there's a bridge that crosses the Nile River, and sometimes it breaks like this. It is a really fun experience to go on top, and most of the times you can actually wreck in here. Now, this video is a bit long, but I hope you'll enjoy it because it's made up out of the fun parts of the track. Now, the next part here is the gutter of Cairo. I mean, look at it. It's literally a gutter. Yeah, and now we are heading into the ancient wonders part of Cairo, where the desert starts and the city ends. You can look at the Sphinx here at the left, and also the three pyramids. There are two to the left and one to the right. So the fun thing here is you can actually go to the pyramid on the right, like this. You can see all those ancient paintings and jars, Egyptian jars, and all those things. So I think that's it for Cairo. So our next track is New York, and we'll be testing it out in the Ford GT. So first we start off in this segment of Central Park. I mean, we all know what Central Park is, right? It's the largest park in the world. So it's a part of the track, and here we are in Grand Central Station, and we progress onto a really weird and circular train tunnel, and that's the first part of New York. Then the next part is not exactly weird, but it's really fascinating. Now we are looking at Brooklyn Bridge, on which we are about to go. This is the straightest part of the game. I mean, there's no part in the entire game which is as straight as this. I mean, just look at the map. It's just like a straight line. And next we are going to be heading into Times Square. If you want, you can pause and check out all the different adverts. I mean, they're really weird, but the weirdest thing is that giant snowman which is hanging out on top of right there. Now next we are going to check another segment of Central Park. So in the New York track, there are two parts, two areas where you can get into Central Park. One which is right after Times Square, and one which is just before the train station. So that's it for New York. Now we are going to check out the Caribbean. This track is very weird. I mean, very beautiful and weird. Like that lawn and that shed out there. And now we are at a beach, and now we are heading to an amusement park where there is this really large roller coaster that I would love going on. I mean, look at how it's extending and extending and extending. Now we go into a short cave, and after that come out at a larger beach. Sometimes I try to go into the ocean like this, but I respawn. Now the next part of Caribbean is more beach. I mean, the entire track is like in an island, right? So we move from island to island by sea, actually, like from the shallow parts of the water. And here we actually see those cottage resorts of our dreams and this beautiful bridge. I mean, who doesn't want to a cottage resort inside the sea? And then we enter this rainforest, should I say? But this is a part of the track with extremely overlapping routes. I have never understood this part, and probably I have to play many more Caribbean races to understand this. That's it for Caribbean. Now we'll move on to Rome in our Shelby GT350. So in Rome there are many parts like these in which you can drive past the Tiber River and actually fall into it. Sometimes that becomes a pain, but most of the times it's just fun. Now we are reaching the boundary between Rome and the Vatican City. I mean, you can literally see the St. Peter's Basilica right ahead. Now the next part to go to this island, I guess. Yeah, this is an island on the in the middle of the Tiber River. I mean, it's sort of fun, but falling into the water there is much more common than anywhere. Now you can actually see the Colosseum to the left of the screen, and we'll be actually going down there. I mean, to the undergrowth. I don't know what to say. That excavated part, which you can see. This is inside the Colosseum. If you can pause, you can look more clearly. You can see the inside walls of the Colosseum and all those. Now we are coming up against, an ancient excavation, I guess, in the middle of the road. And it's also a fun but risky part to go through. So that's it for Rome. Now we are heading into the US Midwest. Look at these solar panels, that's a good way to start. And then there is this weird bump out here of which you can fly off. And then we are entering into whirlwind curve. So you can see a billion tornadoes out here. I mean, not a billion, but just three. So there is this weird curve. A specific US Midwest variant is actually named a whirlwind curve after this curve. And now we are moving on to the next weird part, which is this mixture of traininess. There is this train bridge, there is this train tunnel, and there is this really large train depot with lots and lots of trains, and actually a train station as well. I mean, if you pause and count the trains, you can leave that in the comments below if you want. Like, you can count the trains and say how many there are out there. Now we entered the station and exited it, and now we are back onto normal road. Now the last weird part is this turn next to this railway bridge. Not exactly a bridge, it's some sort of wall. I don't know. It's an elevated platform, so forget that. Now we'll move on to San Francisco in our Dodge Viper ACR. The Golden Gate Bridge. There is very less chance to look at Golden Gate Bridge, and because it's at the end of two tracks, Bridge View and Bridge something else. I don't know. Now we are going into the office building. This is an actually very fun part of San Francisco, where you can go out and destroy all those cute little computers and tables and swivel chairs and all those. Now the next part of this track is the the pier, the yacht pier. I mean, look at all those private boats and yachts and all those. Now you can pause and check that as well, but it's nothing of a compulsion. Now this is Shanghai in our Dodge Challenger. Now we are going into some sort of bus depot or something. I don't know, it just looks cool. And another really cool part of Shanghai is this blue tinted flyovers. I mean, they're almost wherever you look, and they look very fascinating. After this turn, you can pause and just marvel at the beauty of this flyover crossing, I guess. The next part we're going to look at is the garden. This is a typical Chinese garden with pagoda-like structures all around, but it's short. Now here you have to pause and look at that tree. It's a digital tree with only the trunks and those things which are real, and the rest of it is made up of lights. So this part, it's not exactly weird, but it reminds me of a romantic, walk down a river. Now we are heading into Scotland in our Lotus Elise. I call this area the obelisk curve because of those beautiful obelisks to the left. There's actually some sort of ruins up there, and here is a windmill spot and some flower beds, but those flower beds slow you down as like hell. Now the last part of Scotland is the ghost ships. I mean, there's two shipwrecks on which we can go on. They're fully rusty and filled with rusty containers, and well, it creeps me out to actually go on one of those things. Now we move on to the next track, which is the Himalayas in our Lancer and Lotus Evora. So this is the Mount Everest of A9. I mean, it's so Look at my acceleration, it's almost instantaneous. I mean, at this slope, immediately after the mountain, we hit this ice lake, which is perpetually frozen year round. It isn't like that bridge in Cairo. The next part is we are going to check this out. It is only available in the landslide track of Himalayas. Watch carefully. We are going on a cliff which collapses and pushes us out. I mean, this always gives me some sort of vertigo or something, I don't know. Now, under unforeseen circumstances, we are in our Evora and we are going to test out, I don't know, this weird route. I mean, I don't see the necessity of this route. Why is it even there? It slows you down so much. You accelerate as fast as a snail. I mean, that's amazing. Who doesn't want to be as fast as a snail, right? Now here's another part of the frozen lake. You can see the mountain to the left, but the frozen lake also leads to this amazingly beautiful ice cave. So that's it for Himalayas. Now we'll move on to the last track of today, which is Osaka. Now it's time for the conspiracy theory. There's a car factory in Osaka, and there's a bunker underneath it where they're manufacturing weapons of mass destruction. So the bunker is actually very well hidden, and we need to go through many of those parts and this weird tunnel to get through. I mean, look at these weapons and this large robot being manufactured. I mean, it's definitely for world domination, right? That's what I feel, at least. Look at it. Look at the size of that robot. Now, enough of all those dumb things. Now we'll actually concentrate on the track. It's actually a part of the factory, I guess, but for what reason, I don't know. The upper part of the factory is well enough, but this is very weird. Now the last weird part of the entire, not the last, is this weird 180-degree turn which turns you onto your side entirely. Now it is the, what can I say, the cherry blossom garden. It's very beautiful and it's one of the more serene parts of Osaka. The track which irritates me so much, it actually calms me down when I reach here. And now for this last part. Look at that octopus hanging off the wall on the left. This road is very filled with Easter eggs, so you might pause and watch it again. There is a Ferris wheel on top of a building, and that building has this really creepy clown face on top of it. So if you want to check it out, you yourself may go to the game and do so. Now I just wanted to give some insight on why I wasn't able to test out the DS-E10s. It is just because the new season is a ghost slipstream season, and the DS with its good nitro and bad almost everything else doesn't do very good, because every car has good nitro and the ones at top speed always beat it. Thank you all so much for watching. Please make sure to subscribe. Goodbye.